I'm having to make these life and death decisions without being able to look in his eyes. My name is Amy, and I'm a horse breeder. We breed and raise gypsy vanners, and they're a pretty rare horse in the United States. I got Fergus about 8 years ago. He has a larger-than-life personality. I tell people he's a 1,200-pound cat. He always has to be into something, always causing trouble, whether it's breaking the other horses out to run around with him or tipping things over just because they're there. That's his biggest cat-like feature. He loves to eat. So when I went down to the barn and saw all of his food, that raises an instant red flag. And the next day, he couldn't hardly stand. He went to go to the bathroom. It was blood. So we got him on the trailer, and he was spiking at about a 107 at that time. We called the animal hospital, and I put Fergus in the trailer, and I didn't know if he'd still be standing or alive when we got him there. So that's how we started down the road to finding the Potomac fever. And it's not one of the first things that people even think of. So it was one of the last tests run, and they were absolutely shocked. I've had horses my whole life. I didn't know what it was. I had to go look it up. That's the first thing I've ever had to look up as far as horses in my life. I started reading about it, and the more I'm reading about it, you start to feel yourself deflate. You start reading the mortality rates are very high. He started to do better once he got on the antibiotics for the Potomac. 3 days later, everything plummets. His heart rate goes through the roof, his temperature goes up, everything that's scary happened. And they said, his chances are about 20% he's gonna make it because he's hit this huge downward spiral, which can happen with Potomac. You're at $2,000 to $3,000 a day. You can't see him because of COVID. And so I'm having to make these life and death decisions without being able to look in his eyes. They sent me a photo of him, and he was really skinny, and his eyes were completely flat. I didn't hardly recognize him other than his color. I mean, at that point, when you don't know if they're gonna make it, you start throwing darts at the board to see what will stick. And the next day he started turning around and kept getting better, kept fighting. He started throwing his head. He started not wanting them to put the needles in, showing us Fergus qualities that we've come to know and love. And when they called and said, "Your horse is an asshole," I'm like, oh my God, I think he's gonna live. He made that choice to fight. Fergus started every day, more pep, more pep. As of right now, it's usually a 6 to 8 month recovery. On Potomac, it's been a couple months. He's fully recovered. Luckily, the care's been easy because our vet bill was about $35,000. Really? Thank you. Making the GoFundMe was hard because it's hard to ask for help. Amazing too, though, is that anybody would want to help, because they don't know Fergus. And to just know that people care and want to help with someone they've never even met. I wish I could share Fergus with the world because he's just amazing.